What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm going to talk about one of the reasons why a lot of people and a lot of human beings in this timeline. Well, it's always been like this fucking human history, but like reasons why a lot of people tend to be very like power hungry. They tend to be very like cold hearted, and they like a lot of consideration. A lot of people like empathy, and a lot of people have a lot of anger, obviously pain, sadness, and shit like that. But a lot of people are just mentally not right as we should be is because yes, it's naturally in this hellish because we live in a hellish realm, in my opinion. So everything is naturally fucked up. But I do feel like things doesn't have to be fucked up. But just the fact that God or the universe or the laws of the universe, this bullshit ass spiritual realm allows this 3D realm to be the way it is, whether it be through um, like human ignorance, lack of intelligent spirits reincarnating here, or like this amount of free will that God allows pedophiles and other corrupt Masonic bloodlines to rule this world for since human history, or a lot of like demonic entities at play. Those all can be at play on why the world and human history is the way it is. There are good parts to it, but there are also bad parts. More bad parts compared to the good parts. So the reason why a lot of human beings are like they lack a lot. They're very narcissistic, pretty much, is because of this society, because of this world. If we live in a world full of a lot of like unnecessary control and corruption, naturally it's gonna force a lot of humans to have an imbalance when it comes to their mindset. What is so? For example, you look at generational curses. We have certain spirits who are meant to break generational curses in this human experience, right? So most of these people, because most people don't talk about this, but a lot of people, we all have, all of us are separated into different soul groups, and this is where you get your soul tribe and soulmates from. A lot of people that are separated into these certain groups, they are meant to have or endure a certain type of spiritual mission. No, I didn't make this on my own. I got these from other people. Shout out to them. I don't want to take their information. I don't want to take their credit. Don't say I made this up. I didn't. I got these from other people, but this is what makes sense to me. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying they're right, but this is what makes sense to me. So you have different soul groups separated into different fucking packs and shit like that. And these certain soul groups and packs, they all have similar missions pretty much when it comes to, so we have one group who's meant to break generational curses. The other group, they're meant to fucking learn how to love themselves by them living a fake ass life and shit like that. Yeah, and you have like another group where they're meant to fucking have a fucking family and kids. I don't know, just shit like that. It doesn't have to be like this, but it's, you get what I'm saying. Like we all have different groups that have similar spiritual paths. This is where you get your soul tribe and like-minded people, right? Different similar struggles and shit like that. So for example, people who are meant to break generational curses, me and these other people, we all go through the same shit because we don't have free will like that. So we're forced to kind of be abused and go through all this bullshit ass fucked up situations. Us being around a lot of retarded, stupid ass people that we rather not be around, but we're forced and we're subjected into these situations because we don't have free will because it's part of our bullshit ass spiritual mission that we're meant to break and overcome. So the reason why there's even narcissistic people and abusive family members. Well, that's one why you have some people who are born rich, who are born financially free, other people who are born in poverty and poor and dirt fucking poor. You have the middle class who are overworked and underpaid. So because lack of free will, and because of this society and this world that God or the laws of the universe likes to allow corrupt ass motherfuckers who rule this fucking world based on some type of like this 3D regulation due to astrology and on all this other stupid ass shit. So where was I at? Because this shit really pissed me off. Because the more you know about the more you learn about spirituality, the more you observe this world, you're gonna realize that there's a lot of shit that's not right, but it has to play out. There's a lot of bullshit that we have to experience. Especially the more aware you are, the more influence or the more like spiritual like insight you have, the more bullshit you're gonna be subjected to. We really do have a lot of narcissistic people who are influenced by demonic entities. This shit is a real thing. I've dealt with these types of people. It's a spiritual thing. But my questions is like, did God purposely wanted these people to be narcissistic and evil? Or was it part of their spiritual mission to be like that? I wouldn't be surprised. Or maybe it's a coincidence that a lot of people, they've been so fucked up by this life and they're meant to undergo a lot of like spiritual turbulence and mental turbulence, and now they're fucked up. Now they're cold-hearted, and now they're subjected to negative entities or demonic entities to influence their fucking mind to harm other people, like loved ones and close people, and to take advantage of people and to harm people so they can gain energy and shit like that, because they can't generate their own fucking energy in this hellish 3D realm that God allows a lot of corruption to take place. So it's hard for the average human being to connect to source. If it was easy, a lot of people would do it, but it's not because of this reality we live in. So, but yeah, but the reason why there's a lot of dysfunctional families and abusive households and shit like that is because of the society. Because, like I said, because God allows and shit like that, or the rules, regulations of this fucking realm or this universe. So when we live in a very evil society that has a huge imbalance when it comes to fairness, justice, and equality and shit like that, then that's going to cause a lot of people to become mentally disturbed and traumatized. When that happens, like I said before, it's going to cause a lot of people to become cold-hearted, narcissistic, and to want power to gain power. There's nothing wrong with wanting power and gaining power. That's called being the best version of yourself, but there's different ways to go about it. There's a good way, there's a high vibrational way, there's a low vibrational way. Just why you see a lot of evil people get away with shit. And even if they do get their karma, it happens at such a slow rate, because apparently what manifests in the higher realms, it happens also in the 3D realm, but it takes a lot slower because everything's dense. It's stupid. This is why, apparently, to the rules of law of attraction, you gotta visualize it and pretend you have it, all this other dumbass shit, and then you manifest in the 3D realm. But it takes time to do that. Like, who the fuck has time? I mean, the other people, they could do that, but me, I don't really do all that bullshit. So, because it's stupid. But, okay, so, fuck this realm. So, like, where was I? Oh yeah, so that, a lot of people, like, the reason why they are the way they are, even me to a certain extent, are like, we're so pissed, we're so angry, we lack a lot of empathy. Like, a lot of people are frustrated. We're frustrated with the system. A lot of people, their biggest fears is how to make money, how to find a job, even though they don't want to do it, but they have to do it in order for them to gain resources. It's just, even for you to even attract a partner or to have a stable relationship, it requires resources and finance. Even to maintain fucking families and to survive in this hellish realm, you need to work the average person works at a job they'd rather not be in order for them to get by in life, you know? If all these jobs weren't paying people, then a lot of people would quit their jobs. Some people love what they do, but for the majority of people, if they weren't getting paid, then they wouldn't voluntarily do it. Some people would, but the most people won't fucking do it. That's the reality of this fucking realm we live in. So when you got other beings or life forms say, "Oh, why are humans like this and that?" Well, you dumbass, because we live in an evil ass realm. We live in a corrupt ass world. That's why we are the way they are. You retard. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got fucking time speed. You got the days going by a lot faster, but that's not doing anything with the society, with the system. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's ridiculous. A lot of people get scammed. A lot of people get robbed. People die over like finances and resources. Different countries go to war and shit like that because of finances. You have unfaithful relationships, and you got hoes and sluts. They all do shit because of money and shit like that. So money has a lot of influence within the human life. I wish it wasn't like that, but the reason why I want to wish, because when it comes to money and finances, yes, you have to put in work. And again, I'm not saying I'm right, but I got these from other people, and this is what I've learned. And being personally, I feel like it's true. I feel like money is, in fact, a spiritual thing. And when it comes to money, you don't have free will. In order for you to reach a certain amount of abundance of money, you have to experience certain types of bullshit, certain types of pain and agony, certain types of dumbass shit, and then you're able to gain the wealth that you want. Because if that wasn't the case, then everybody would be wealthy and rich, because we have all the information and internet, everything's out there, but why aren't people doing it? Because it involves your fucking life mission or destiny, or God has, or your spirit has power over that shit, pretty much. So until then, just keep. I'm not saying don't give up. Yes, spirits are out there trying new things, but so because like let's use YouTube for example. You have a lot of people who speak real shit on YouTube, while you have other people who don't speak real shit, and they all talk about stupid ass shit. and like they're able to attract a lot of like subscribers and shit like that, even though they don't deserve it or they have lesser videos, is because they don't necessarily earned it, but it's because it's part of their life path to gain that type of recognition. Or like, I'm not knocking their hard work and shit like that. I'm just saying, again, I'm not saying I'm right. Maybe I could be saying this shit off of like jealousy. I don't know, but what I'm saying is that like, just like what Chauncey once said, if making money online was easy, and then a lot of people would do it. A lot of people claim like their method works, and I see this all the time on the internet. Or like, oh, they know how to use the law of attraction to their advantage, or the law of assumption, or like how to make money online. Then why can't these people go to different countries or have a class in the U.S. and teach people how to do it, so these people can make the same amount of money? They can't do that, or this shit won't happen. Or most people, they can do the same steps they're doing, but they won't do it because money is either like an energy, or it's some type of destiny, or there's some type of energy that's at play that's preventing people to get the shit they want, pretty much, based on their life mission, karma, and all this other stupid ass shit, their life path. So this is retarded. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are like this angry and frustrated and narcissistic, because we live in an unstable ass world that's been going on since human history, on a stable ass society, and then like it's ridiculous, man. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking stupid. But yeah, so that's pretty much the main reason why there's a lot of narcissistic people, a lot of mentally unstable people, and a lot of like people who are trying to break generational curses and shit like that. A lot of broken families and fucked up relationships because of the society we're living in. A lot of people were not living a life, we're surviving, we're trying to cope with life. That's a problem. As human beings, our birthright to be free. At least that's what I think of. Maybe according to God of the universe or the rules and regulations of this realm, maybe they didn't want it to be like that. Maybe they want Earth to be a fucking school. This is why you gotta experience so much trauma, pain, and bullshit in order for your soul and spirit to grow and evolve. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard, but if that's the case, and shit, that shit makes so much sense. So why there's so much bullshit we gotta deal with? Yes, there are good parts and blissful shit in this human experience, but at the same time, there's a lot of bullshit, a lot of dumbass shit that we would rather not deal with, but we're forced to deal with because we're trapped in this fucking system. So we're forced to do shit we don't want to do in order for us to have resources, pretty much. That's what I'm getting at. But yeah, because in my life, I've actually experienced a lot of shit that defies logic. I've experienced a lot of connections that were very spiritual when it comes to like family, even like romantic ones. It was very spiritual when it comes to like demonic spiritual warfare, and also like a lot of energetic ties. So, like for my family, I've dealt with a lot of spiritual shit to where they'll all act the same, they'll do the same when it comes to them attacking me and shit like that, and how they act and how they operate. It's like they don't seem logical. It seems like there's like a certain type of energy or like spirit like influencing their minds to attack me and they all gang up on me. But ironically and coincidentally, me and a lot of people that we have similar life paths, we all actually experience the same shit with these family members. So could it be spiritual warfare and we're all meant to break generational curses? So do you see a correlation between us trying to break generational curses and narcissism? So this is why I talk about we don't have free will like that. This shit piss me off sometimes because it's like, wow, like we really have to experience all this abuse and bullshit in order for us to experience what we got to experience and gain wisdom so we can help other people. And then once we do that shit, and then we gain abundance and miss me that bullshit. I'm the type of person where like, if I ever end up successful and big, famous, and a lot of money, I'm so pissed off on what God put me through. But no one really talks about this. A lot of spiritual people, they like to be like, oh, you gotta have faith in the universe. Oh, don't think like this. It's not, you know what I'm saying? This is like, shut the fuck up. Like, look at Rowdy. Like, do you like being abused and having to go through all this bullshit and feeling outcasted and just being attacked left and right, being around all the dumbass fucking people that are just fucking annoying? No, who the fuck wants to experience that shit? But it's like we're forced to experience that shit out of our control. This is why wherever you go, no matter, you always feel stuck when it comes to finances, when it comes to people you meet, when it comes to your bullshit ass family members. And it's like, man, like I'm defending myself, I'm putting them in their place. Where's my justice? Where's my karma? Where the fuck's my abundance from experiencing all this bullshit? This is where you get your generational curses from. This shit follows you, and we have no control over this shit. The best way we could do is to fucking do the healing work, even though more than likely it's not our fucking trauma, it's our family's generational trauma. And it's like you have no say so over it. Like, it's like you're forced to do it. They're like, man. So, it's fucking stupid. But so yeah, that's one of the reasons why society is the way it is, and people are the way they are because of a lot of corruption, a lot of confusion, a lot of like restrictions and enslavement, and a lot of fucked up shit that happens when it comes to money, finances, us forced to do shit we don't want to do. And you got fucking time speeding up, but that's not correlating well with the system because it's not collapsing the system, it's not making changes. It is to a certain degree, but at the same time, it's happening at a slow rate, or like nothing's pretty much changing pretty much. So yes, shit was worse back then in the medieval times, but at the same time, things can be a lot better. But there's still bullshit we gotta do. And what makes it worse is that there's worse shit going on in these third world countries where like most people are in poverty, they don't have as much resources, and like there's a lot of like wars and battles going on. So it's fucking crazy. So yeah. So that's all I gotta say. Have a good one. Peace. Oh, also I forgot to mention. So also the society in this world, it creates a lot of fear within people, a lot of fear, and that's justified. Um, because like we live in an unstable society where like you're forced to work. If you don't work, you don't get paid, and since a lot of money dictates if we have a place to stay, a roof over our head, food, clothing and shit like that, the fucking water, the electric bill and shit like that. If we don't work because we don't feel like doing it, then we're not gonna have those things. So we're constantly forced to do shit we don't want to do, but we're so used to it. We've been programmed since like we were like little kids and shit, and that wipes out a lot of people's imagination, their creative thinking, and their ability to think outside the box like that. Because society puts you in a box because you're forced to think and act a certain way like a robot, pretty much, and it's repetitive. And so when that happens, that creates a lot of fear and anxiety with a lot of people. So naturally, when people get into like relationships or how their mindset is, they have a lot of fear and anxiety because all that shit is based on survival, which is low vibrational. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, I'm not saying that's necessarily right or wrong, but why I'm saying is that it's understandable and it's justified because look at this reality we live in. If any spirit were to reincarnate into this human body, they'll feel the same way pretty much. I feel the same way. So it's like, and then it's bullshit because then God will make you experience a fucking twin flame or a highly spiritual connection, and then once you two are connected, then now you two gotta purge out all y'all fucking traumas because you two are fucking mirrors for one another. And you two gotta go through more bullshit and releasing a lot of trauma that's fucking painful. And it's just there's a lot of bullshit in this 3D realm. There's a lot of dumb shit we gotta go through. There's a lot of stupid ass shit. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking retarded. And I don't think this shit happens as a coincidence. I feel like there's a lot of spiritual shit that's at play. I feel like it just seems like everything what we experience, the shit we're in when it comes to our environment, the people we meet, and the shit we've experienced. I feel like all that shit was kind of like pre-orchestrated by a fucking energy or like the God or creator. I feel like they're orchestrating all this shit, but no one really talks about this because it's not that hard to see patterns and like certain cycles. Even observe your life mission or your life situations. A lot of people don't think like that. Because they don't think like, why am I experiencing a lot of narcissistic family members? And why is that when I search on the internet, thousands of other people also experience the same thing I'm experiencing? And then you got this one spiritual YouTuber talking about, like if you're meant to break generational curses and you're gonna be subjected to a narcissistic family and spiritual warfare. So does that mean if that was the case, then isn't there like a God or a universe or a higher power that's orchestrating all these events so we could go through all this bullshit and then we got to overcome it and then we got to help other people about it? But no, they don't think like that. They think of shit like, oh, it's coincidentally, and people, they don't think outside the fucking box, man. It's all about perspective too. You don't have to think what I think. We're like everything was pre-planned. We're meant to experience all this bullshit, or you can also change your perspective and think like, okay, I was subjected into this shit, but what ways can I do to better myself? You know what I'm saying? There's no right or wrong. There's different perspectives to go about it. That's what my personal interrogator told me. She's right. Like but no one really questions this shit. Like, is all this shit pre-planned? Why is because obviously if it wasn't, I'm sure God or the creator would change all this shit, but he's not. So it's like, and then even with these religions and these Christians, they'll say shit like, everything they've experienced, they always refer back to the Bible. Even the Bible confirms that all this shit was pre-planned. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and some people, they're okay with that. Me, I'm not okay with shit that's happening to us forcefully. It's like you're purposely meant to experience abuse and poverty and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That shit rubs me off the wrong way. It's like, so what the fuck's actually going on? Like, do we experience this shit purposely? Even we do overcome it and get to the other side abundant and blissful, it's like, but yeah, but I started to experience all this disturbing, traumatic ass shit. That's a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? But people, they don't have that bitterness. They don't have that anger. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, though. But that's all I gotta say. Have a good one. Peace.